Pleased to be back. How's your
Yeah,
off time been? Have you had much?
Yeah, I've been very busy travelling around. It's been very, very good. But of course, it's always a bit of business and pleasure. And it's been an important off-season for us. It's been a long one this year, but it's certainly gone quickly. But it's always important to recharge physically and mentally. And I think, you've spoken to probably a couple of the players already. The mood, as you would expect, is good. It was last year, but different sort of. It was a determination to go on and achieve what we have achieved. But I'm really pleased that the players have now earned the opportunity of playing in the top flight. It's been a tough journey for the club, but this group of players, I'm very pleased to be managing again for this forthcoming season, and we're looking forward to it.
A group of players that you've added a few to. Talk us through your kind of what you've seen in some of the players that you've brought in thus far.
Well, we try and do business early. You know that some of the potential targets that we've tried to bring in haven't materialised, and we move on from that. But the players that have come in so far, I'm really pleased with their additions, because I think they give us some experience of the Premier League, a bit of know-how. You look at something like old Brighton, who's been at Villa, all his career, ready for a new challenge probably. And I think that in itself will give us a great chance of getting the best out of him, because his self-motivation is very clear to see.
How have you found operating in a Premier League transfer market rather than a Championship transfer market?
Well, Ian, for me, you have to understand that the way that we operate here is slightly different anyway. I'm not, I don't directly. When you've got people in the positions that we have Terry, who's obviously the director of football. We have Steve, who's head of recruitment. My role in terms of the business side of it is minimal. Of course, there's a lot of discussion and debate about how and why we do things, but it is how we operate is probably a little bit different to some other clubs, but there are always going to be the frustrations that you try and sign players, it doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen for various reasons, but I don't think that changes too much from whichever division you're operating in. Last year, for instance, we were labelled big spend in Leicester. Didn't see that happening myself, and of course now we've now been put in our place, haven't we? So, but our mentality is always the same. I think we have an understanding internally of what our present situation is, and we will work in a way which gives us the best chance of continuing to develop the football club on lots of different levels. And of course, one of the key factors of that is getting the squad right. And we work really hard to put together a squad which is capable of performing, but one which has a value, which is why it's been important for us to protect our assets in terms of the business that we've done internally, which a lot of people forget. So we've actually made a lot of signings this summer, but that's a bit of a overspill, I suppose, from last season's situation, which we had to deal with around Christmas time and the January window, the fact that we got a number of players running out of contract.
Do you see there being many more additions?
There might be one or two, might not, but we're always trying to improve the squad, and a lot of it will be dependent on the circumstances in terms of whether the players that we identify as being the right ones for us, whether we can do them, whether the price becomes a little bit too rich, whether it becomes undoable because of wage demands, etc., etc. I mean, there's loads of things that can and can't happen, and I don't see a great deal of mileage, as you know, I never see in spending too much time wasting a lot of hot air on talking about stuff that might or might not happen.